There's a light in this world, a healing spirit, more powerful than any darkness we will ever encounter. It will emerge from ordinary people who hear a call and answer in an extraordinary way. This is a quote from Mother Teresa. There's a light in this world. It's stronger than any darkness we will encounter. And Jesus said today in our gospel, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Jesus said that he is the light of the world as long as he's in the world. Did Jesus die on the cross and he's no longer in the world? No. He rose in the resurrection. And the light of Christ lives on. He is alive. He's alive in each one of us. He's alive in everything that we do. Now this gift of sight is just so marvelous. Can you imagine this man born blind in total darkness? Now, if this was the only gift that Jesus gave this man, at the completion of his days, he would once again return to darkness. But Jesus gives him more, and he gives us more. He gives us more. This gift of this physical sight, even really the anatomy of our body, is just so amazing, isn't it? It's amazing that we're even working. Think about our sight for just a minute. How God gave us this beautiful miracle of vision. He gave us eyebrows to keep the sweat out of our eyes. He gave us eyelashes to keep the lint from getting in our eyes. Every time we blink, we pump tears across our eyes, and that feeds our eyes with certain nutrients. The right part of the eye is very, very tough. This bony structure around the eye protects our eye, called the eye socket. And the cornea, the front part of the eye, is crystal clear, completely transparent. It contains no blood vessels. The right part of the eye has blood vessels that it flushes up to the cornea and gives it a little food. And every time we blink, it gives it more food with the tears. But it's completely transparent. And light traveling 186,000 miles per second in the air that we can't even see, made of colors of the light spectrum that we can't see. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Remember in your science class? What Jesus is. And those light rays come and they're curved at the front curvature of our eye, curves the light just so perfectly that it converges at a point in the back of the eye where the image is taken on the back of the retina. And that image is inverted. And it's sent from an optic nerve to the back of the brain. And the brain turns that image around. And their sight is completed. It's a marvelous thing. But what Jesus is offering is so much more. He's offering eternal vision. He's offering us to share in divinity. We can share in his divinity. In fact, when I pour the water into the wine, for communion, I say, by the mystery of this water and wine, may we come to share in the divinity of Christ, who humbled himself to share his humanity. We can have his vision. We can have part of it now, not in full, but we can have it in full part. We can know in part as God knows, and we can see as God sees. With the wonderful gift of baptism, how did Jesus cure this thing? He took something of himself. He took his saliva and he mixed it with the earth. How did he form man? God took something of himself, mixed it with the dirt. That's what Adam stands for, that made Adam use dirt. He made us out of clay. So Jesus takes this, something of himself, mixes it with the dirt, and puts it on this man's eyes, and he anoints him. And he tells him to go wash in the pool of Siloam. So means that. Doesn't this sound like baptism? He anoints us. We get anointed in baptism. And then we go wash. And we're pure. And we're clean. And the journey begins. Just like it's beginning for our RCIA candidates today. We're getting one step closer. We're halfway through Lent. We're halfway through Lent. And we are nearing this great day of the Easter Vigil when they will be welcomed completely into the church. And they will have some special graces. This journey that they are going through and that we go through is very similar to this man in the Gospel. Because what happened to him? He was anointed, baptism, and then through his parents that we have, we are nurtured our faith, and then we grow in our faith, and we try to find out what God says in this book. And then we come to fuller knowledge. We don't have all of it. Our whole life is a journey of getting better at knowing who God is and seeing how God sees. This man in the Gospel today recognized Jesus and said, first time he was questioned, a man named Jesus. Then Jesus became a prophet the next time he was talked to. And the next time he was able to tell a little bit more. And then he walks by the temple. You see Jesus. He says, I believe. He falls down and he worships him. This is what happens with us if we are walking in the light. And how do we walk in the light? How do we learn to walk in the light? The Apostle Paul tells us some things. He says that take no part in unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. So when we see unfruitful works of darkness, we have to be the light. And then we are called to expose that darkness with our light. Paul says that for once you were darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of light is found in all that is good, and right, and true. Paul says, awake, O sleeper, arise from the dead, and Christ shall give you light. This light comes from Christ. So there is a light in this world. A healing spirit. You and I are a healing spirit. And it will emerge from ordinary people who hear a call and answer in extraordinary ways. Amen.